Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And for today's episode, I wanted to talk about my experience so far from the last, I think it's been 5 or 6 years now, running lithium batteries. I run the Battleborn 100 amp hour lithium batteries. They're 12 volt. So you have to have 3 for a 36 volt system. I know there's a lot of different batteries out there, lithium battery companies that make like the all-in-one 36 volt system. But as most of you know that run those, you can't just have one really, unless you're just kind of, lightly using it. You're not really going against any strong current or going through a lot of grass. You usually have to have one, especially, hardcore tournament fishing, that you can swap into in a day. But Battleborn just makes the 12 volt replacement, and so you've got the 3 batteries back here. And my experience with them, and obviously I'm sponsored by Battleborn. I've been working with them for 6 years, but everything I'm about to tell you is the absolute truth as far as my experience with these batteries. So in the 6 years that I've had these batteries, I've only lost power one time, okay? And that was because one of the batteries wasn't getting a charge through the charging system that I had at the time. That bank was not supplying adequate power, charging power to that battery specifically. And that was at the St. Lawrence River a couple years ago. It was close. It almost cost me going to the championship, but fortunately we were able to find a spot where I could just, just drag a drop shot and catch a couple smallmouth that got me in. But that is the only time that I've ever run out of power with these Battleborn batteries. And again, it wasn't the fault of the battery. It was the charging system at that time. But other than that, I've thought about what I'm going to talk about in this video, because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. There's not a whole lot of critiques when it comes to using, and I don't have any experience with any other lithium battery company. So all of my experience is with Battleborn. But coming from lead acid batteries back in the day, it seemed like I was constantly buying and replacing, the lead acid batteries that were pretty much the only thing in town. Back in the day, you also had some AGM batteries, but those were really expensive for me. But I remember it was just a constant battle. I even carried a little turkey baster that I could use to put more distilled water into a battery, into one of those lead acid batteries. I even carried baking soda with me so I could eliminate the acidity if it ended up overflowing into the bilge, which happened quite a few times. I even had one battery that was sitting on a screw that and the screw punctured the case of the lead acid battery, and all the acid got into my bilge. So since then I always carried baking soda, but obviously don't have to do that now. So I guess the biggest thing I can say about these batteries specifically is that I have not had a single issue. I had that one time that wasn't really the battery's fault, but other than that, it's been insanely reliable. I had one set of batteries for 3 different boats. This is a new set of batteries in this boat this year, but they have a 10-year warranty, so I know that I can run them for up to 10 years without any issues, or if there was issues, I could at least get them replaced by the company. Excuse me. Whew. Allergy season. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. And so one of the things that I really, really love about lithium power is the fact that it has such a flat power curve. So it's not you're not gonna see that major drop off where it starts out really strong in the morning, but after going through the grass flats on Okeechobee or having the Motor Guide Tour Pro on anchor mode in heavy current below a dam somewhere, it's not just gonna dive off the deep end and completely lose power on you, they stay consistent throughout the day. The lightness of the batteries, honestly, that has become that in the beginning, that was like one of the biggest talking points about lithium batteries, was the fact that they're super light. You know, these Battleborns, I think, are 31 pounds. I might be incorrect on that by a couple pounds, but I think they're 31 pounds a piece. And so that's more than half the weight of a regular AGM or lead acid battery. And you get way more power and reliability out of them. But the weight is actually something that you got to be careful with. So I've been hearing about a lot of guys that have replaced all of the batteries in their system with lithium, which cut their weight in half, you know, in the bilge. But they started seeing less speed out of their boats. And this isn't for every single boat. This isn't the case in every situation. But I've heard that a lot, where you have so much weight loss in the back that the front of the boat tends to sink lower into the water, creating more resistance. So I haven't really had that issue because I still have 2 AGM batteries as my cranking and house battery setup, and they're in a parallel. But the lithiums, I think, reduce just enough weight to where I'm not seeing huge losses in speed because of that extra dip in the bow. Other than that, they're super quick to charge up at night. That's one of the coolest things. Is like, you know, we were just at Bugs Island about a month ago, and we were staying at an Airbnb, and my buddy and I, where we had to park, we didn't have enough cord. You know, each of us didn't have enough cord to be able to charge each of our boats at the same time. So we had to kind of link both of our 100-foot cords together, and we would charge each of our systems. And you know, that's how we got through the week. But because we both had lithium, we were able to charge our batteries like super quick. You know, a couple hours, 3 hours is generally what it's going to take to charge these batteries. So that's kind of a big deal on its own. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about them because they're just so good. I don't have a lot of critiques. You know, a lot of people critique the Battleborn specifically because they're just 12-volt replacement. They don't come in the 36-volt all-in-one battery, but you get way more time on the water, power on the water with a 3 battery system like this. I've actually gone 3 days at one point. Now, I'm not talking about like 3 days straight of, you know, putting the anchor mode on and sitting in current below a dam somewhere, but like good just fishing days. I've gone 3 days without charging the batteries, not on purpose, but and I have a buddy, Matt Steffen, who's done about the same thing and never ever ran out of power. We still don't know how long they will go because we haven't got there yet. As long as your charging system's working good, you know, you're pretty much solid with these batteries. Another thing that I've experienced over the last 5 or 6 years is the charging systems that are available are pretty widespread. That's like one of the biggest questions: is my charger going to be compatible with lithium batteries? For the most part, the answer is yes, in my experience. Now, obviously, if you're buying a lithium battery, you want to call the company, whether it's Battleborn or some other lithium battery company. Call them and make sure that your charger is compatible. Battleborn's super easy. Their customer service is really good to work with, so you can call them up and they'll tell you exactly which chargers work with them. But a lot of the stock chargers, pretty much every stock charger that I've ever got on any of my boats, even when I was back with Nitro, they all worked with the lithium battery. So I haven't had that issue at all. And of course, today I'm using the charge system from PowerPole, which has been awesome and keeps everything topped off. So I don't know if I'll ever run out of battery juice out there on the water. All right, but anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and do this like 5 or 6 year update on my experiences with the Battleborn lithiums. They've been rock solid. I know I'm sponsored by them, so I'm a little bit biased, but I really have nothing negative to say about these batteries. But and I don't have experience with other lithium battery companies, so you can go do your research on other ones, but I'm telling you that if you're looking for solid batteries that are 12-volt replacements, now a lot of people, like I said, go to the 36-volt all-in-one batteries, but my experience is, from what I understand, you have to have multiple of those 36-volt systems for the most part. I know some guys even have 3 of these 36-volt systems, these 36-volt all-in-one batteries that they have to switch to throughout the day. I've not had any issue, and none of the guys that I know that run Battleborns have had any issues. So anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update. If you have any questions about these batteries or just lithium and the benefits of them in general, be sure to drop a comment below. I'd be happy to give you my experience and whatever I know about this technology. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you're looking to buy these batteries, I know that bassboatelectronics.com has some in stock right now. So go to their website and just make sure you guys trust the process. I'm going to see you out on the water. Take care.